and welcome to this edition of What the Hell Just Happened? The vlog that's proud of the fact that it has absolutely zero street cred. I'm your host, Martin Ganipola. We begin this week across the proverbial pond, where it's been a dicey time, as they say, for the royal family. First, Prince Andrew settled an expensive lawsuit from a young woman who claimed that he sexually abused her when she was a child. This occurred while Randy Andy was hanging with his buddies Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh, speaking of hanging, another scum patriot of this group, an alleged child molester, rapist, and modeling agent, Jean-Luc Brunel, committed suicide in a French prison last week in exactly the same way Epstein met his end, by hanging himself with his bed sheets. Coincidence? I don't think so. While all this was happening, Randy Andy's mom, Queen Elizabeth II, was diagnosed with COVID-19 in Buckingham Palace, and she's 95. We wish her well, which is more than Putin wishes for Ukraine. Last week, Russian forces, almost 200,000 soldiers, prosecuted a full-scale invasion of Ukraine on land, sea, and in the air. Remember Ukraine? The sovereign democracy that the Orange Crush president tried to extort? You know, weapons to resist Russian aggression in return for announcing that they had dirt on Joe Biden's son, Hunter. Well, plan A didn't work out too well for Trump, but plan B may be working out pretty okay for Vlad the Man. And why should you give a shit? Well, let me put it this way. What if some unbalanced dictator running Canada decided that the USA should really be part of the British Empire again? I mean, after all, we all speak English. If there's a mouse running about in the house, could be considered English, and we all like maple syrup. We should be one empire, eh? Now picture that this dictator asshole has surrounded the US with ships, troops, weapons, and announced that Texas and Florida are independent republics, which he then uses as a staging and command and control area for invasion. Now, this development might actually please some residents in these two states. Ministry Informacji Tucker Carlson, Comrade Ted Cruz, and Commissar DeSantis would certainly jump for joy. But for the rest of us, hell no. Now that the heavily Botox dictator of Russia has launched his invasion, it may well become the biggest war in Europe since World War II. Tens of thousands may die. Hundreds of thousands will be maimed, disabled, imprisoned. Already 500,000 women, children, and elderly people have fled Ukraine for Poland, Romania, Hungary, creating a full-scale refugee crisis. As I've said here many times, freedom ain't free. And democracies like Ukraine are not guaranteed. That's why you should give a shit. Finally, our journey takes us back in time, 60 years, and into outer space. In February of 1962, astronaut John Glenn orbited the Earth in a tin can for the second time in human history. The first time was Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin. Reportedly, Glenn told President Kennedy a year before they sent him up that he was ready to go. But Kennedy told him, "Sorry, kid, it's not your night." To which Glenn reportedly responded, "Not my night. I could have taken Gagarin apart. So he gets a shot at the title in outer space and I get a one-way ticket to number Twosville. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a second fiddle, which is what I am, let's face it." Of course, John Glenn later became a 4-term US Senator from Ohio, which is not too shabby. And Glenn ended up going into orbit yet again. In October of 1998, at the age of 77, he spent 9 days aboard the space shuttle Discovery, becoming the oldest person ever to travel to the final frontier. That is, until Star Trek actor William Captain Kirk Shatner wrested that title away from him in 2021, flying on a New Shepard mission at the age of 90. Godspeed, Bill Shatner. Thus ends this edition of What the Hell Just Happened? Captain's log, stardate 022722. Live long and prosper. Except for Putin, he can eat shit and die. Bye for now.